Yeah, it is your boy Invincible, and you are tuned into another episode of the Gentleman Club Diary. We got a hottie with a body right here, standing right next to me. She goes by the name of Iris.
Hello.
Yeah, so Iris she drove a long way, a very long way, 3 hours just to come here to do this interview. So I want to thank you for coming out 3 hours. I appreciate it. How was the drive coming out here? I know you hit some traffic.
A lot of traffic.
A lot of traffic. So me and you actually had the pleasure of working. Can you please let the audience know just the brief, basically background on really how you got started in this industry?
So I worked retail and the restaurant industry. I honestly hated it and I just didn't feel like happy every time I would like go in. I felt like super like I just dreaded everything, and I feel like I met a couple people in the industry and I saw that a couple of my friends were telling me that they made this much money, and I was just like, I want to try it out. So I tried out this club. It was a fully nude, and it honestly it was pretty hard to like just go in and audition, but I just went in. I got a little tipsy and I tried out, and it was fun. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the experience. I definitely learned a lot, and I just wanted to keep going, and I feel like I made way more money than I did like from a 9 to 5. I wanted to just keep going and just, learn from the experience.
You know what they say? They say that dancers make a lot of money. That's kind of the perception that exotic dancers might give to people that may not be familiar with your guys' work ethic or your work industry. What is that a true fact though, that you guys do make a lot more money, or is it like me as a manager, I've witnessed women not really making that much? So based on your experiences, would you say that's a true fact, or you don't really? What would you say?
I feel like it honestly depends on your mindset and how you can mentally prepare yourself beforehand for work too, in order for you to make money. So it can be true or false, because I've made money on days where I was just like, I'm gonna make money tonight, I'm gonna manifest it, I'm gonna work hard, I'm gonna talk to every customer, and if that person doesn't want to get a dance, keep going to the next one. So I feel like it just depends on your mindset and how you feel that day. If you're going through a bad day, you need to fucking mentally prepare yourself, because you're not gonna make your money if you don't.
So if you are having a bad day, right? Say you have a bad day, just in general, before you go to work, do you go to work and say, you know what, do you go to work with the attitude of you're gonna get drunk and just get lit and party, or do you go to work saying, you know what, fuck this, I'm gonna go make some money tonight?
I just basically say, yeah, I'm gonna drink, but at the same time, I am gonna make money, regardless if I'm drinking, or usually I do drink. But
we drinking right now. Could we?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's cheers, because we just getting warmed up, everybody.
Yeah,
we're trying to have a good time. She drove, like I said, 3 hours. She called me every hour just to make sure she was cool. She's cool. She came here looking pretty. It was 104 degrees out there, so she was sweating up some makeup, and she still looks nice. It was
close to 100.
Yeah, it was, right? So yeah, you know what, I wanted to talk to you because we've had a lot of girls on the show. I gotta take my drink. Hold on just a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
We had a lot of girls on the show that have worked at Topless bars. Not too many that have been fully nude. So what is the biggest difference between the fully nude, because you worked at both, you have experiences with both, you started in the fully nude. I mean, what do you like, and what's kind of the pros and cons of working at a fully nude compared to the topless?
The fully nude customers are definitely different from the topless, because fully nude customers expect more than they would a topless, and they're a little cheaper than the topless customers. They expect to do the extra stuff that you know, topless guys wouldn't really like care for. They just want to have a good time and drink. And plus, there's no alcohol at Fully Nude. So everyone's mostly sober, and a lot of older guys come in to the Fully Nude rather than Topless.
Yo, you know what? That's interesting because look at I thought during the day shift of a Topless bar, we had it's not necessarily we had the cheaper customers. We sometimes had it was a balance. We did I would say it was a 50-50. We did have a lot of cheap customers, but then we had some customers that just wanted to get in there, get their dances, and kind of spend time with the girl and then get out. So at the Fully Nude, you guys would you say the customers are more disrespectful in the Fully Nude compared to the Topless?
Yes. Yes.
Wow, more?
Way more.
So there's a lot more warning signs in the Fully Nude.
They just expect more for like, you know, $100. Like if you're doing a VIP dance for 100, like they're gonna expect to like, you know, get jacked off or like get like a blowjob or whatever. They're gonna ask all those dumb questions, and you know, obviously you have the power to say no, but some girls just don't and will do it.
Damn, you know that's. No, I've actually so I'll keep it real. I mean, I've been into, you know, at a younger age, I would go to a lot of the Fully Nudes, and so I experienced a lot of different things. But me managing, I've got to see how customers act, and even at the Topless bars, I got to see a lot of guys asking for sex, and I would have to scold them and say, "Hey, you cannot be soliciting. We don't do that here. You got to leave," or do a lot of stuff like that. So you've been asked a lot. What do you do in a circumstance where you're getting asked for sex?
I say fuck no. I'm not gonna fuck you for what, like, I'm just not gonna fuck you in general. Like, there's cameras in the club. My manager will see it first of all. He's gonna he's gonna know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be known as like that girl, like, oh, you do extras, so now you owe me money, like, type of thing.
So what about the girls that do extras? Are you cool with them, or how
I
does
don't mind if they do, but it does mess with the money for sure if you work in Fully Nude. If you worked in Topless, like, you obviously can't do that. Like, they're way more stricter in Topless, which I like. But Fully Nude, like, the managers know that the girls make hella money, and then they want a percentage of that money.
Oh, damn.
So there's like a whole difference. Like, it's kind of like it's a whole different game for sure.
What do you feel more comfortable, like, as far as stage dancing? I mean, dancing Fully Nude, that's kind of a big task. I mean, how did you get the courage to actually do something like that?
Just drinking beforehand, and I guess just talking to customers saying, hey, I'm gonna go up on stage, come tip me, come show me love. And then also if I gave them dances beforehand, they would come show me love too. So it was just more of like, I guess, building that clientele and telling them like, hey, I'm gonna go on stage, like, please tip me.
Show you some love, shoot.
Exactly.
I want to show you some love, shoot. Now we worked,
but it was hard because like you're fully nude on stage and there's tons of people just watching your, you know, hoo-ha.
Yeah.
So it's a different. It's
a different ball
it's
game,
hard.
huh?
It can be hard, but I got over it. It took me a couple times to like gain that confidence to like just show my whole body, because that's like private, you know.
Yeah, definitely. And did you feel like insecure? Like, what if they don't like this? What if they don't like that?
Yes, all the time. But I was just like, fuck it. Like, I love to dance. I love dancing on stage. I kind of get like a little high from dancing. Like, it makes me feel sexy, because before I didn't feel sexy. I felt like super insecure with my body, and I hated my body.
So what feels more sexier, dancing at a Topless?
It
feels more sexy.
Fully nude.
Yeah.
Fuck fully
Why?
Nude.
Why is that? Because you're butt naked on the.
Because I make more money at Topless than I did Fully Nude, because I wasn't, you know,
giving extras,
doing the extra stuff, which I don't care.
So you weren't doing the naughties. If you were doing the naughties,
I would have made hella more money.
Yeah,
but I didn't care to give that service.
To do
and
the
I
naughties.
Just didn't want to.
Yeah,
I just cared about my self-love.
Yeah, hey, that's good. That's good though. It's good to know. You know what? I don't know the difference, because, like I said, I've never worked in a Fully Nude. I've been to Fully Nude. I kind of experienced it. Working at the Topless, I witnessed customers getting drunk and acting a fool and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, what was it like your first day? Like, take us through the transitions of your first day actually dancing. Like, what was it
Yeah.
like even dancing? Because you danced fully nude. So, what was that even like?
The first time I danced, I didn't know how to dance at all. I didn't even know how to climb the pole. I was like,
Oh, I
I
know.
was,
Hey,
I
hey.
was slipping,
Oh, my
and I
God.
probably made like $2 the first night. The first day, and like the first time I danced on stage, I made like $2.
So, a guy felt sorry for you. He threw you $2.
No, actually, the dancers threw me
Oh,
a
then they
couple
felt.
dollars.
Well, they're showing love. They're showing love.
They're no, but they were laughing at me because they knew I've never danced fully nude, and they were like, "Oh, here's a couple dollars."
Hey, well, I seen her dance moves. She knows how to do the running man. She could. Hey, she does some
I
dope.
definitely know how to dance now.
Yeah,
But
she does.
just looking back in 2017, I didn't know how to dance.
Okay, but
Like,
now she does know how to dance. Any kind of dance you guys want to see her do, she could do. Just follow her up on her Instagram. So the first day was a little wild. You didn't know how to dance. You got
I didn't
tipped.
know how to talk to people either. I didn't know
No?
how to talk to customers. I was very socially awkward. I didn't know how to be like sexy, like, touch them a little bit. I was just very nervous.
And we just talked about this too, because you were saying you're an introvert, or you can be introverted.
I can be both. I can be extroverted, introverted. Yeah.
So on the introverted status, how do you kind of pop out of that? How do you?
Are you talking about like how I became extroverted?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Dancing.
Dancing helps
Dancing
you.
helped me like
Oh,
be
man.
able to talk to everyone, kind of gain my confidence from it, and just like learn how to be me and not like worry about what other people think of me.
Hey, so you know what dancing does? Then it does have some pros because you
It
think
does, yeah.
right? 'Cause it
never
helps you-
negatives. There's always pros,
Right.
but I did learn a lot.
yeah, because it helps you be a little bit. Are you more open minded now compared to maybe 5 years ago
Yes.
as a person?
Yes.
Definitely more open minded. Another thing I wanted to say was we were talking behind the scenes, and while we were sipping a couple margaritas, we were talking about, has a customer you ever gave a customer a dance and he didn't have enough money to pay?
Yes, I've had that interaction. Basically, I had him pay me after, or I wanted him to pay me after because he said that he was able to just do it after. But that's a red flag because when a guy says they can pay after, they can't pay before, that's just like not a good thing. You have to get your money before. But yeah, I gave like a topless dance, and I had asked him, hey, it's going to be like $50. And he's like, oh, I don't have that. And so I obviously told the manager, and I was like, hey, this guy can't even pay for his dance. Like, is there any way, like, is there anything you could do? And so he was, my manager was like, he was trying to get the money from him. And yeah, I guess he gave him like half of the money.
Man, so me working, I have dealt with that where they customers cannot pay or
And
something.
they kicked him out after.
Oh, I would have been on him. Yeah, so when a customer cannot pay you, and you've already done the work, you already danced for them. So what's the solution? Do you get paid? What happens? What does the manager gives you some of the money after? What happens?
I got half of the money. I didn't get the full money.
So you just basically got
My
lucked
manager
out.
just kind of fucked me over a little bit. He didn't even try to like get all the money from him. So yeah, I was kind of fucked up.
You know what? I'm trying to remember what I did in those circumstances. I'm pretty sure I did reimburse the dancer, but I think I might have got on the DJ like, hey, you got to make sure they're paying up front. I never like, okay, this is
Yeah.
a big factor. Speaking of something, this came to mind. So what would happen in the club is that dancers would do a dance and say the customer only paid for 2 songs. After those 2 songs were over, another song would come on, and the dancer would tell them, hey, you want to continue? They would say yeah.
Oh, and then they
And then
don't pay.
after, they don't want to pay for that extra dance.
That's why you always get your money before.
Get your money before. So what would happen was I would make it very clear, and I was up for it as far as talking to the dancers, make sure you get paid
Yeah.
beforehand. If you're going to do another dance after the customer pay for those 2 dance, get the money before you do that 3rd dance. Give it to the DJ, then you go back and do your last dance.
Right.
So
That's what I didn't know that at the time because I was so new in the industry. So I would just kind of let them, take a little advantage.
have you ever like spent a gang of time with somebody, right? Like you're just having a great conversation with them, and then it's time to get a dance or do something. But say you spent 45 to an hour, maybe even longer, and you don't really get nothing out of it. It was almost like a whole waste of time.
Yes, a lot of the times.
So what happens? Do you leave? What do you still talk to them? What kind of happens in that circumstance?
I just tell them, hey, like I've been hanging out with you for a while. I appreciate talking to you, but this is my time and I am working. I would appreciate if you could like give me some time, some money for my time.
And do they do it, or what's kind of the response? Because I've
sometimes they don't, but it's just at least me asking is mostly how you kind of can solve that situation. But if they don't, then whatever, on to the next one. But I that's why I don't waste a lot of my time with someone if I know they don't have money.
So, but okay. So you said if they don't have,
but
money.
Before I did,
yeah.
When I was,
But check this out. But how do you judge somebody? I mean, because really you don't know. Like I can go in there looking like just straight bummy, and how would you know that somebody has money or willing to spend money?
I'm pretty open to anyone who comes in. I'm not like super weird if you're dressed bummy or if you're dressed like fancy. Like that person could have a lot of money who's dressed bummy, but then the person who's dressed super fancy, then they're not going to have money. But it's just like you kind of have to read body language. You have to see how they're talking, see if they're interested in you, like stuff like that. Is just more body language is what I see, and I also just always try to read the room.
So what's the common stereotype of someone who's broke in the club?
Honestly, I feel like it's guys who front their money, like who have like who have like a couple like hundreds and they have it on the table.
Oh yeah,
I think it's those type of guys.
It's those dudes
they
who
like
be
to front,
showing off that they have money.
They like to front,
but they don't have money.
But they don't. No,
they don't give you money.
Depends, but it just depends on them because I just feel like that's broke fucking energy when you just front with your money and you have it on the table. Like you're just kind of showing your money off. Like that could be their rent money. That could just be like,
that's true, huh? They just put out the rent money,
whatever money.
Yeah, damn.
Maybe his baby mama gave him that money or something.
Yeah, right. Hey, you know what we have talked about in previous episodes as far as like where the money comes from.
Yeah.
Some people might get money from someone passing away. There's different ways of getting money. Not just because they might have money for that day. We had a customer that used to throw. He used to throw some money and he did this for a few months. I don't know where he was getting the money from, but he got so comfortable there that we would front him money. We would literally front him a couple hundred here and there. He'd say, "Hey, can I borrow a couple hundred?" I was like, "Yeah, no problem," because he always paid it back.
Like loaners, right?
Yeah,
people who get lending money.
Yeah, we would lend them. I mean,
we
wouldn't charge interest, which I should have. Shit,
I should have charged interest. I know someone. I met someone like that.
Yeah, so we would lend him money. He would go out there and have fun, but then he ended up dating one of the dancers, and I knew something was fishy about him though, and I ended up finding out that dude didn't really. I think he might have had like some family inherent, like some. He might have inherited some money, but he really didn't have money. So do you get guys that are like super like trying to flex on you and try to?
Yeah.
Do you always take the bait or what's?
I used to when I first started, but now I don't.
So as a rookie dancer, you would take bait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like believed it because I was naive at the time, but I'm not naive no more.
So how do you smell it where you're like, this is bullshit? How do you smell bullshit?
I mean, I've been in the industry enough to kind of like see it and to kind of see how they talk to me. Because when someone talks to you like, oh yeah, I got this, I got a house, I got whatever, like they got 3 houses and they think that they want to take me out of the industry, like that's already telling me like, wait, you seem kind of controlling and you seem like you just want to flex with your money and act like you can take care of me. But at the same time, like, I'm not trying to be taken care of. I'm trying to take care of myself. Like, I don't want you to take care of me.
But when you first started, you did say that you were a little naive to shit.
I was very naive, yeah.
So did you ever date somebody that was feeding you that type of energy?
I dated them, but they didn't give me that energy. It was just more of like, it was just messing around type of thing. Like, we just hung out, and he would see me a couple times at the club, and that was really all. It was really never like me giving my time or whatever, like giving him like my all.
Yeah, no, we were also talking about, like, as far as a little bit of the pros and cons of this industry, and you were saying that you're not as affectionate as far as when you're in a relationship, and that's due to dancing, right?
Yeah, it's part of it. Yeah.
So you're not affectionate due to dancing. Why did dancing create that kind of energy within your mind state?
It's just because we get touched all the time by men, and we just kind of get used to it. Like, we get so, like, numb to the point where we just don't want to be touched anymore by, like, even guys that we are with or whoever we're with in a relationship. We just get numb, and we don't want to be touched. Like, sometimes we just want to be alone and not just, like, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
no, I totally do. But, I think it's kind of, I get it, you know what I mean? Because you got a lot, like you were saying, with the fully nude, you get a lot of cheaper guys trying to touch you. And like you said, you just did a dance you only got $25 off of, and you're topless. So I'm thinking, damn, guys are getting to see you topless dancing on them for $25, and they don't even want to pay. I get it. I mean, there's probably a lot of things that might go on in your mind. So do you think it could be mentally damaging?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. For sure.
Mentally damaging. You think it's hard for you to stay in a relationship?
It isn't hard for me to stay in a relationship, but it's hard for me to appreciate the good guys, I guess. Like, it's hard for me to, like, be with a good guy, if that makes sense. I guess I look for the toxic ones, and, like,
you're looking for the bad guy,
the bad ones.
Well, she was saying she don't like not feeling the trap music, which I totally understand, right? Because you were saying trap kind of has an energy, and I agree with you. You know what I mean? Shout out to the people that love trap music. I'm not trying to hate on the trap music, but I do agree, because working in that environment, you kind of see a energy that's what would you say? How would you explain trap music in the club? When it's just all trap music, I think it's cool to have some of it, but I'm saying when you just hear 4 hours of straight trap music,
it just sounds the same, like, every time, and it gets tiring. I want to listen to different beats. I don't want to listen to trap every time. It just sounds the same, and it's just all about, like, one genre, like sex, drugs, money, and it's like, I want to listen to, like, a little bit of everything. Not just trap is cool for a little bit, but it's like with techno. Like, when you listen to techno
for 4 hours straight, you kind of
get tired.
Yeah, you want
so
something
it's like
else.
I want to listen to different things. I don't want to just listen to trap. Like, a little bit R&B, a little bit of reggae, a little bit of pop, a little bit of reggaeton, like, same with reggaeton. Like, I get tired of listening to it, like, fucking 4 or 5 hours.
That is true. She was saying she likes some R&B, because what's weird is that you were saying that you don't want to be touched, but you like that R&B, love romancing music.
It's just when I drink, I'm like, I'm in the lovey-dovey.
You're in the lovey-dovey mood.
Mood.
Okay, so just get you drunk, and it's all good in the hood.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that's always the case. Like, I can still, like, enjoy my time, but it's just like, yeah, dancing definitely can mess up how you feel, and, like, the affection, for sure.
Okay, so it messes up the vibe.
It can.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially if you've been touched, like, for a good, like, 8 hours, and you're just like, I don't want to be touched again. Go back home. I don't want to be touched.
Yeah.
Like, just leave me alone and let me go to sleep. That's all I want.
Yeah. One time, this is a true story. I never told this story, but I want to tell the story because I thought it was cool. When I first started working, there was this mechanic that went into the strip club, and he used to wear a jumpsuit, and he went in there. He got like a 30-minute dance. He comes out, and he was a very greasy He was oily guy. I'm be real. Oily guy. He went in there. He looked like he just.
I've had those.
He changed about 20. He did 20 oil changes, and he wasn't caring. He went there. He went there jumpsuit. He looked like he went there on a mid shift of work, and he got a 30-minute dance. He comes back out, and the girl comes out, and she has oil handprints on her back. Yeah. I was like, damn. I was like, she's like,
I would have had him pay me more.
now she's like, look at me, and I was like, yeah, baby, you gotta go clean that. So yeah, she went to the restroom. I don't know how she got it off, but I just thought that was crazy because I was like, damn, these girls, right? You'll make them pay you more, right? You gonna? Yes. You ever had any weird ass experiences in the dance area? Yes. What you have? I'm just wondering.
I mean, guys, when I worked in Fully Nude, guys would come, and one time a guy did get it on my leg, and I got fucking mad. Man. I got so mad, and I had him like pay me a little more, but I should ask for fucking more. I was still new. I was like, I wasn't sure what the price was at the time, but I should have. Yeah, it was nasty. I was like, you got to pay me more.
Yeah, you know what? There was a new girl that started working there, and I guess a guy had, he did something like that, where he
fucking idiots.
Yeah, for those that don't know, he I don't know what's another word for using he busted. Yeah. And so the girl comes in. I'm in the office. She comes running in there, and she's like, "Yeah, I didn't know what to do." I'm like, baby, you got to stop the fucking dance and come tell the security or tell me or tell the DJ or something. Like, you don't have to go through that. You just get up. She's like, I didn't know what to do. So I just.
Yeah.
And so I guess being a new dancer, you guys really don't know what to do.
Yeah, and also management where I worked didn't really have my back a lot. So I just felt like I couldn't really tell them anything. So I just was like to myself, and I would just,
So you feel like
figure it out on my own.
So you feel like management has like a big influence
with Fully Nude. Yes, it's different because they just expect shit from you, and they will not take care of you if you obviously don't take care of them. But I'm not gonna say I never took care of my managers, but when they don't take care of me, why would I take care of them? Why? Like, for my safety too. Like, my safety was sometimes on the line, and like I would need them to be there for me, and they weren't. There were guys who would cuss me out in front of my manager, and that manager didn't do anything. He would yell at me. He was like, why are you causing trouble, Iris? Like, dude, I didn't cause any type of trouble. This guy is just yelling at me, calling me a bitch and a slut and a cunt, whatever, and you literally are right behind me. You hear it. You're not doing anything.
Yeah, you know what? I did.
Like, that makes no sense.
No, I get it. I've heard stories of that. I think us as managers, when I was working as a manager, we were pretty much on it. So I don't think we dealt with too many customers disrespecting the dancers. I think if anything, we would normally we'd nip it in the butt. Like,
I'm not saying you guys. It was more of where I worked the first time. Like,
they weren't
the Fully Nude club. It wasn't. They didn't care.
They didn't care about the dancers.
About us. At least me, they didn't care, and I would always like complain, and they were never like on top of it. Okay. And I didn't feel safe.
So times I had mentioned this earlier in a discussion that we were having off camera, and I had told you about a dancer had told me this. She says, "You know why I like you is because you don't treat us like a dancer. You treat us like we're human beings." Do you feel like management or just people in general tend to treat dancers not like human beings?
Yeah. They want the power trip. They want to feel maybe they've been done wrong by a girl or something, but they kind of want that control, like to feel good about them treating you like crap.
And so it's more of a power trip, right?
Yeah, a power trip. He for sure was a power trip, and I didn't like it because I was so nice to him, and like he just wasn't reciprocating it.
So have you ever done a dance where the vibe was off?
Yes.
And what was that like? I'm just because you know what I'm gonna talk to you about this because I've actually went and got a dance before where the vibe was fucking off, and I'm like, you know what? I told her, I said, baby, here's the money, just get up off me. It's just whack.
I mean, I've had that too. But
I'm not saying. Oh, you have had it where they said you're whack.
They just weren't feeling my vibe. Maybe because they wanted to
More.
take me home, or they wanted to do something extra, and I was just like, I don't do that. But maybe I could find you someone else who would do that for you or provide that service. But I don't.
You should have told them, like, hey, see that girl right there? She'll hook you up. She'll blow your socks off. I can't blow you. You should have told them that. But
I should have.
yeah.
But I mean, I've had a thing. So when I worked at the club, this guy, I was just having a cool conversation with him. He seemed chill at first. But then he had told me, you kind of seem like my daughter.
What the fuck?
And then I was just like kind of mute after that. And I was just like, this is kind of weird. I don't even want to give him a dance after this conversation.
Oh, fuck.
And
yeah, that's
you know what
weird...
he said?
What?
He said, I want to get a 30-minute with you.
Oh, dang. Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, this is going to be such a weird fucking
So you
dance.
did it?
I did it because obviously I wanted the money, but I did not like the dance. I got violated.
Yeah. See, that's why you gotta let the audience know what kind of shit you guys deal with. This is the shit you guys deal with on the daily.
I just will never forget that time.
Nah, that's just crazy. So, out of all the years that you've danced, I mean, what have you learned from dancing?
I just learned to not take shit from, men at the club and not date a man at the club.
Yeah, that's a common thing. I've talked in previous episodes about dating. That you guys don't date. Stay away from that.
Yes. I mean, I try, but it's hard. And also just, I grew a backbone from it. I learned to just say no, like when it's possible. Because before I would just kind of like, I wouldn't know what to say. I would kind of be mute, and I would just be like, oh yeah, sure, But now I no, I don't want to take shit from no one. I am way more confident now. I can have a good conversation with people. I can network, and I make way more money than I would like a 9-to-5, and it has helped me like build my career a little bit, my debt, like get my own place. I did learn a lot from dancing, and I feel like whoever like tries to get into dancing, it's pretty hard, but once you keep going and keep doing it, you will get stronger from it.
Yeah, and let me say this real quick because I know we're running out of time, but I know that you were just talking about she's a realtor, universal realtor. So wherever you're at, she can help you out. So make sure you follow her up on that IG, hit her up. But it seems like you have grown as a person just talking to you. You're always cool to work with. I wish I would have worked more with you, actually.
I know.
Yeah.
I wish. We would have probably been tight.
Yeah, we would have been super cool because you were working more on day shifts. I was working on the night shifts.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Is there anything that you would like to talk before we wrap it up here?
Just, I guess, always be strong when you're in the industry. Always mentally prepare yourself, and just try to take care of yourself as much as possible, because it can be emotionally and mentally draining.
Mentally and emotional draining.
For
So,
sure.
I want to shout out you for coming through at the Gentleman Club Diary.
Thank you
I mean,
for
it was
having me.
yeah, it was dope. I mean, I actually like your whole vibe, your energy, everything, and what you got kind of going on. Is there
I
any?
like you too, Vince.
Yeah, thank you, baby. So, is there anything any shout outs you want to give? And
Any shout outs to people?
yeah, some shout outs.
I can't think of any.
Hey, any you want to diss any customers? You could diss some customers.
No, I don't want to diss.
Managers, be like,
It's
you
been
remember
so
that?
long.
No manager dissing. Okay,
Leave it at that.
See, she's a good girl. She's a keeper.
I don't want no drama.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Once again, it's your boy Invinceable. I want to thank you guys for watching the Gentleman Club Diary. I want to thank my guest because she is looking cool. I wish you guys can get a body shot of her right now, but you guys won't be able to. You guys got to subscribe, and you can maybe see some more. But I want, yeah, right. I want to thank you. I want to take one more drink before we wrap out of here.
Yes.
Cheers to you.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Salud.
Salute, and we up out of here.